I'm recording for my purpose. So all participants are Arhatic yogis, and
Okay.
this is like interactive session. The purpose of this session is you to know your journey, but before that, you wanted to know you as a person before pranic healing. So that's little part, and then conversation session, like how you came into pranic healing, your learnings, and that's it. And mostly we will go into the flow state. So there is no way, not very structure. We I have flow of session. But if I ask something and you're saying something, no problem at all.
Yes, yes, we can keep it interactive. You can ask whatever you like, not a problem. As we have all Arhatic yogis, then good. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So
Okay.
can we start with friend? Would you like to guide us?
Let's start with an invocation.
Yes, ma'am.
I request all of you to please keep your video feeds on. It's nice to connect so that I can see you. It'll always be good. Please put your hands on the heart. Smile, take a deep breath. Be aware of the inner peace. Be aware of Master's presence in your heart. Raise your hands as high as possible to the Supreme Being, to Lord Mahagurji Mailing, to Grandmaster Chokoksui, to all the great great ones. We thank you for your priceless blessings. Thank you, God, for blessing all of us with love, with mercy, with compassion. Thank you for blessing us with the inner strength to practice regularly. Thank you for blessing us with intuition, with divine oneness, with illumination. Thank you for blessing us with prosperity, with abundance. Thank you for blessing us with the ability to connect with our higher souls. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to come together today on this platform and to understand more about our passion and how to convert our passion into a profession. In full faith and with deep gratitude, we thank you. To your crown, with lots of gratitude, respect, and love, we thank you. Gently open your eyes. Atma Namaste, everyone. Uh, yes, those who are watching now or whoever will watch later, to all of you, Atma Namaste.
Namaste, ma'am. Thank you so much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you. Thank you for having me over. And I hope this turns out to be fruitful for everyone. Yes.
Yeah. So first thing we wanted to know about you is, as a person in a childhood, like, are you extrovert person in past or introvert person
I think I was quite an extrovert person.
from
Yes.
childhood only?
From childhood only, yes. I think, and in fact, from childhood, I was extrovert. I was always had a lot of friends. And when it came to public speaking, like in school, I was always on
Model.
the stage giving some announcements, something like that. So yes, as a speaker, I was very much. I got a lot of opportunities right from childhood, right from school days. Yeah.
And like, what you wanted to become in childhood?
Oh, in childhood, I think I wanted to become anything and everything. It's like, in fact, for me, even before pranic healing, I have done so many different things. In fact, I have done 10 to 11 different things, different professions. I always wanted to be financially independent. So I tried many things and I did get success and but I always wanted to do business. That is there. I was always into business. That clarity was there. But I tried many different types of businesses right from class 11. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like, what was motivation of doing business?
So, to dive a little deeper, because now that I understood this after coming into pranic healing, that my motivation, I had this strong drive to be financially independent. I thought, okay, it's just a drive, which many people have. But then later on, after coming into pranic healing, I understood deep down inside, this drive actually came from simply because I was a girl child. So, I had this very innate drive to prove that I'm no less. than the men, or maybe my brothers, or like in the as a child I used to always feel, because I was born and brought up in a small town. I would study in Mumbai, then I got married in Kolkata, but when I was born and brought up, so the way we were, our upbringing would happen. So I would always hear these rules. Okay, there are different rules for boys, different rules for girls. I was born and brought up in a joint family. So with all the kids, we were like six kids in the house, and there were very different rules. And I was quite a rebellion. I would get very upset with these rules, and I always wanted to prove. So this I understood after doing Arhatic yoga, that I think this innate fire that, oh, I am no less, and I don't want to be treated like a girl. I want to do everything which a man can do. That actually motivated me to always stand up on my feet, like that fighting spirit came actually from this underlying emotion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Like, I know how you came into the pranic killing. What was the incident?
I came into pranic healing, thankfully not in a very dramatic way, thankfully not because of any diseases, nothing. It was as simple as, my husband, he used to work in a particular company, and my husband, he always was into, he likes to read spiritual books. So he used to always have this yogananda book in his hand, and he's a chartered accountant, so he would go to this office for auditing purposes. So then the boss there, he just told him, you keep reading this yogananda books, are you interested in learning a meditation? And then he said, yeah, it'll be nice to learn a meditation. So that's how, and then we were like, okay, we are free and the weekend is free, let's go. It was like as casual as that. So thankfully, as casual as that, because I hear stories about so many people going through ailments, diseases, a lot of crazy problems. But for us, it was like, okay, let's just try learning a meditation, and we are free. Let's go. It's like that.
Lovely. And like, you came into pranic killing in Kolkata, not in Mumbai, right?
No, no, in Kolkata after my marriage. Just 6 months after my marriage, I came into pranic healing.
Like, and like, when did you realize it's your purpose? Like, I need to take it seriously. What happened?
So before pranic healing, I was not such a big. In fact, I would not believe in God also so much. I think I used to believe in Sai Baba temple. Probably that's the only temple I used to pray or go full heartedly. Otherwise, I did not believe in all these things. But to my surprise, in fact, when I did the basic pranic healing class, also I did not connect very well. uh, but then this same person who motivated us to do the basic pranic healing class, he said, you do arhatic yoga and you will love it. So back then soul class was not mandatory to do arhatic yoga. Back then was basic class, advanced and psychotherapy was one class, like 3 days workshop, and then we can do arhatic yoga. And then
Wow.
he said, you do arhatic yoga, and then the main teacher, Grandmaster Chua, was in the body that time, and he said the main teacher, Grandmaster Chua, is going to come for a retreat. तो arhatic yoga कर लो, फिर retreat करने मिलेगा. So I was like, क्या करेंगे? Because basic class we did not honestly enjoy. But then I don't know. He kept on pressing it, and then I did the advanced class also and did Arhatic yoga. So I got very highly motivated after doing Arhatic yoga class. And my Arhatic yoga instructor was Master Danny, and I found him super cool and normal, because the first trainer, and what actually made me receptive to pranic healing was his attitude. Because in the class I asked certain questions, and then I said, oh, do I really have to follow? Because I think I was a little rebellion by nature. It's like, if somebody forces me, you have to do it, then I will not do it. So and you know how much Rani is, so I asked for a question. The Master Rani, they said, you want to do it, do it, don't want to do it, don't do. How he said, it's your choice. I'm like, wow, this guy is nice. And he was like all suited, and I felt that he's normal, because my body was, don't calculate my age, but my body my body was 23 years old, told me that. 22 or 23 years old when I did my pranic first workshop. So I was young, and then I thought, oh, this person sounds good. They don't force things. In fact, what really opened my heart and receptivity was the attitude where Master Chua says that you are allowed to think, you're allowed to ask questions, and you don't have to believe anything blindly. So the Arahatic workshop started with this, and I was very receptive because of that. And something motivated me to practice. I would wake up every morning, and I started doing my Arahatic practices, and I started feeling very good inside. Back then, I was an asthma patient. but I did not take basic class, advanced class so seriously. But after Aratic Yoga class, I went back to reviewing basic class, advanced class. And then I thought, let me try healing myself. And then I healed my asthma. And to cut the story short, I think I was doing healing, I was doing my meditations, forgiveness, twin hearts, whatever. I was doing all of it. To cut the story short, after 1 month, my inhalers stopped. I was supposed to take inhalers twice a day. So after 1 month, my inhalers stopped, and it has been 19 years, 18 to 19 years. I did not have to take inhalers. So, and I was prescribed to take like twice a day. So that felt very miraculous, which opened up my motivation to heal people. So I did the class. I thought, let me try healing on myself. I could not scan, like many of us, we can't scan. So I could not scan. I just followed the protocol, followed the steps 2 to 3 times a week, and it just gave me results. It felt very magical. That gave me a lot of motivation to heal. So Arhatic Yoga gave me the motivation to start meditating, and then reviewing and healing myself. That gave me motivation to heal. That gave me motivation that I want to teach this also. And then I did the TTC class. It's just like that.
And how about organizing? Like you became a trainer, then organizer, or you became organizer, then trainer?
So I think I did my basic panicling class in 2005. It all happened all together. So we had in 2006 January, I did my TTC. And that is the time we were already organizing. And because we were already organized a few workshops, we were already organizing. And then the teachers training course was happening. I took up the teachers training course also. And then after teachers training course, of course, you're organizing. But I have been more of an organizer initially, because then I got pregnant with my first child, and then I was just organizing for a year, and I started teaching after a year. But then first 1 to 2 years, I was just organizing. I enjoyed organizing more. Even today, I love teaching, really love teaching, but I also love organizing. So I still do both. I still do both. Yes.
How about healing? Do you have time for healing, or mostly you spend in
Yes,
organizing and teaching?
I do heal. I make sure that I at least keep 2 to 3 patients, in the loop so that I heal. And I do a lot of self healing. I heal my children. I heal my family. So every night, maybe at least 4 times a week, I do 1 or 2 healings. Yeah.
Oh, we'd love to know your schedule, but we'll keep you in.
I think I'm because of the 3 kids which I have, my sleep is very less. So I guess that helps.
Yeah, having Aratic yoga practice, I'm sure you also do something for your physical exercises other than Aratic yoga exercise.
Yes.
And along with that, organizing classes, managing your healings centers, especially. So you want to know more, like how it started. Like now you manage, I think, at least 13 center.
So the thing is, the centers I don't look into detail. I actually in the deep the actually this center where I am right now. This is my center. The other centers are opened up by people whom we have mentored, but they're not really my centers. They have opened up centers. They manage their own centers. But yes, maybe when they get stuck or in the initial days, we would mentor them. But they are very much on their own. Yeah.
Yeah. So still today we believe it's your center.
It's okay. I think it's probably the name is the same, so people think like that. But actually, it's due credits to them. They manage their own centers. But yes, I mentor them. I go there for classes. They do organize classes, or I mean, I'm in touch. So yes, yeah.
So you said you are like doing multiple things in the past. Like what made you continue only pranic healing?
Yeah, that's a good question. So whenever I would do something in the past, there was this one problem I would have is I would get bored. Like, I would get success, money would also come. I would get very excited about it, and get the success, the money would come. But then after a year, or maybe sometimes even 6 months, if I would ask myself one simple question: can I do this for the rest of my life? And the answer would always be no. No, this is too boring. I don't think I can do it for the rest of my life. The same question I asked myself for pranic healing, that when I became an instructor and I was organizing this whole journey, that time I was doing something else professionally. So when I was doing this, and then I would ask myself the same question, that can I do this for the rest of my life? So then that answer from all my heart and soul came, that yes, this I can do for the rest of my life. And I still feel sometimes surprised, because it has been, I'm touching 20 years on this journey. I started in 2025, and it's already 2020, 2005 I started pranic healing. So it's been 20 years, and I have never felt bored. I've never felt that I should step back. Of course, there have been phases where we have experienced, I've experienced a lot of failures. People see just the good side of it, but the path has not been rosy always. But I never felt like going away from this, or I never felt that I should stop this, which was the case earlier. Which was the case earlier. I would get bored, and somehow pranic healing always keeps us alive. I think I don't know how the guru manages it, but yes, it's just that.
Can you talk about, if you're okay to share about setbacks or failures, so we can also relate and learn from it?
Yeah.
Another example, like we took a
Yeah.
lot of time.
Yeah, in fact, I would love to talk about it, because mostly we talk about the success, but every success has a foundation of many, many failures. So, in fact, people often ask, think, or relate to me as running a successful center here, but I would like to also share that when I started the center for the first 1 year, I don't know how many times I didn't get thoughts of leaving pranic healing, but I did get thoughts of closing down the center, because I was not getting success. I was not getting team. I was not getting the people. I was struggling. And that is the time my mother-in-law, she passed away. It was like very initial years. My baby was small. Like women go through their own things. So my baby was small. My mother-in-law passed away. I thought I have a lot of household responsibility. How will I manage? So there have been phases like this. So sometimes your child is going through something, then you wonder, okay, whenever that burdening feeling would come, I thought maybe, because running a center, I feel, is almost like having your own business. You have to do everything, and as a startup you have to do everything, right from filling up the salt of the bowls to taking nurturing sessions to handling aratic yogis. Everything you're doing. So yes, it was fulfilling, enriching, but there have been moments where I have felt like closing down. In fact, I would like to share that there was one day I felt, this is it, I'm closing down, and I will maybe just continue as a healer, trainer, center, I will close down. That same phase when my mother-in-law passed away, certain it became a little overwhelming for me to manage everything. It was just a feeling, not that there was any additional work, but psychologically I was feeling. Then then I would like to share with everyone. I opened up psychic self-defense book. Okay. And the diversionary target which is taught in that book. I thought, I don't know why, you just flip through a book and sometimes you get that guidance. And that's the first time I thought, oh, let me program a crystal for my center. And there has been no looking back. That day I programmed a crystal, and that day, I had a basic class of only two people. Normally we would have batches of minimum 10, and it was very depressing. Do ही लोग हैं, and the problem is I was feeling so bad inside because I didn't even have a follow-up list. There are just two people, and two people doing the class, and I'm not even enjoying that class. Students are there, I'm the whole class, I'm wondering, what am I doing, why am I doing, and why am I doing all of this? So I thought, forget about it. I will, maybe I'm not meant to be. You have those thoughts. And then after that, I programmed a crystal. Then suddenly a friend of mine, he suggested me this BNI organization. I went there. Again, to cut the story short, the next basic class which I had, that time I was just a basic pranic healing instructor. The next basic class which I had, we had 12 people in the class. Within 2 weeks. But I know that since then I've not stopped programming that crystal, by the way. So it really changed. I felt so good. I felt there is life, and why am I making it so difficult? And then I understood the importance, because we always feel that, अरे कौन सा attack देगा, क्या है, everything is okay. But sometimes we underestimate. Maybe we are only giving psych attacks to our own center. Maybe we are only creating doubts and worries. But that time it was very different. Within 2 to 3 months, I got a good manager. I hired 2 to 3 healers. Like within 2 to 3 months, that time I was just me and my one office boy. We were just two people team. Only office boy and me. Literally, me before a class, I would manage all the managerial work, tell the office boy chairs kaise lagana hai, class kaise set up karna hai. Then I will go to my house, take a shower, come back in a trainer mode. So this is how I started. So this is me and him, and within 2 to 3 months our team increased. I could keep a manager, I could keep healers. Prosperity started coming in, money started coming in, students started coming in, and it was like continuous footfall. So yes, I would highly recommend to many people, to all of you who is watching, that sometimes it is just, just the thought forms. You should try this technique. You should try this technique. It can really, because many times it is not our thought. It is just coming from somewhere.
Yeah, it's so relatable to me right now.
You also experience something similar?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I opened new center in Goa, North Goa. Again, it's 1 year old center. Less than 1 year. It has been 7 or 8 months now. Like
Yeah.
I'm in
Okay.
similar phase, I will say. So I'm in a freeze mode now. Okay, I
Yeah.
will go
You
back to
should try.
something.
Yeah. That is the time I understood the power of energy work. I would program diversionary target. I would bless the center, remove the thought forms. I would do like a good, just 20 minutes of energy work. And that changed everything. It was like, internally I started feeling that it's easy. What is such a difficult part about it? That, and in 1 year's time, we shifted from a smaller venue to a bigger venue. So it was like rapid, very rapid. That changed many things. So the power of energy work is something I realized at that weak moment. Yeah.
Like, how was your Aratic yoga practice? Is it very consistent from beginning, or there was a setback where you don't feel like doing it?
Uh, for me personally, I think what has been consistent is the service pillar. Service is something I've always been consistent, because I've had all the three kids during the journey of pranic healing. So, because of which my practices have gone up and down. There are times where I could not do Kundalini meditation or could not do Dhyan meditation, but maybe I would just do an invocation, whatever. But barring that, it has been okay. But even today, I do take a break once a week and do not meditate. Sometimes I just give myself a break. If I've had like a class where I've meditated twice and I'm feeling congested, especially with the soul classes and all, then I do take a break. I'm not very fanatical about that. I have to meditate every day. If I feel congested, I do take a break once a week. But yes, in all these journey of so many years, my Aratic practices have gone up and down. But the service aspect has not gone up and down. Organizing of classes, taking classes, managing things, that somehow has been more consistent. So I think that pillar is probably stronger in me in comparison to the meditation pillar. Yeah.
And like, you're always a person, or like you're like one person or solo trainer. You like to do it by yourself because somewhere perfectionist was there.
Always a team. I can't work alone. I like to work with the group. I enjoy working with people. I enjoy to have teams, and yeah, I cannot function alone. Of course, I wouldn't say that I'm very great at it. I do have difference of opinions, and I do have many experiences where things have gone wrong. But as a person, I like to work in groups. I like to be with people. I like to, yeah, I think I just like to be surrounded by people. Yeah, like to be like that. But yes, when it comes to work, teamwork is very enjoyable. Yeah.
And how about people management? You learn with experiences, or it was always there within you?
You mean to say for the people management, you're saying?
Yes, people management, managing a team.
Yeah. See, little bit is there, but I think it's always a learning process. It is still a learning process. I'm still learning how to handle different types of people, how to change the roles, because when people grow, people evolve, our role has to change. Sometimes if it feels like having a child, the way you treat a child who is a toddler versus a teenager, that thing will always be there. I'm still learning. Yeah. I think that is one amazing part about Master Cha, that on the process of spreading pranic healing, I think it sometimes feels like a business management school. You learn, you learn so many things of how to handle different types of scenarios, different types of people. So yes, that is definitely that. It's a learning process.
Was there any incidents in life where you have to remove certain people from a team because of certain reason?
Mm, Personally, I have removed consciously only one or two people, but only for one reason. When they In fact, there was just one of this office boy whom I had removed, where, when the footfall started increasing in the center, then he would keep cribbing. कि इतने लोग आ रहे हैं, इतने लोग आ रहे हैं. So, when people put obstructing energies, कि so many people have like, look, we are putting all our sweat to make sure that people come. So when that, if somebody becomes like an obstacle, but otherwise, I don't really fire people, but in my memory, if I think right now, probably that is the only person whom I consciously fired, which I did. I normally don't like to fire, but that is one person because I did not like that comment, and it would keep coming, and then I fired. Yes.
And was it easy for you, like when you're doing it first time? Because
For me, firing people is not easy. I mean, I don't like, even if it is domestic staff and all. I do give them chances, and most of the time people change and they fine tune. But sometimes you have to take drastic steps. So I think I just remember that one case where I did take a drastic step after certain warnings, of course, after giving certain warnings. Yeah.
and during this journey, have you ever experienced, had that thought, why Master Cho chose me? Or am I doing justice with pranic healings?
Um, I think why Master Church chose me in that case, my in my personal conversation with Master Choi, I just keep saying thank you to Master for choosing me. I don't question him, why did you choose me? And I just say I'm thankful, very, very grateful, because I felt before pranic healing, my life was very empty. And after coming into pranic healing, I realized I was suffering from spiritual emptiness. I felt that I have everything that I wanted. I got married to the guy I wanted. I had a love marriage. With God's grace, we were financially doing well. Family life was good. Of course, you want to get better in every aspect, but I did not have anything to complain about. But I would always feel that something is missing. Something is missing, and I'm constantly craving for it. Maybe it is this, maybe it is this. And that's why I realized I had this habit of changing, because internally my soul is craving for something. So, probably with the help of healings, probably with the help of service, meditations, when spirituality came in, that void got filled up. So I always thank Masacha for giving a purpose to my life. Otherwise, I think I would have wasted my my life. Just maybe just led a materialistic life where people are just earning, enjoying, partying. That is what I was doing. Goa, by the way, is a fun place. I can still come there to party. By the way, yes.
Yeah. Which
So earlier I was just doing that, like Saturday, like typical lifestyle where Monday to Friday you slog, you work, you earn a lot of money, focus on that. Saturday, Sunday you chill, you party, go for good holidays, enjoy your life. So in your mind your life is like that. But after a while you realize that what next? It is not fulfilling you anymore. You do it for 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, then you realize it is not fulfilling you anymore. So that is the time that emptiness started coming in. In the soul class, I realized there is something called a spiritual emptiness. I was like, oh, I'm suffering from this, because I would get irritable. I would get very irritable inside for no reason. I would keep hunting for a reason. Why am I getting irritated? Why am I getting irritated? Then I realized, okay, because I'm craving for something, but what am I craving for? I don't know. Like that. Yeah.
and your struggle between spirituality and practicality, was there always a balance?
Uh, I think for my journey, I am more of a practical person. I was not a spiritual person. So pranic healing definitely helped me transition from practicality to spirituality, and then helps me balance both for sure. But it is not, which happens to many spiritual people, they find it difficult to root or to get grounded. Somehow I find pranic healing very practical, and that is what attracts me. I find Master Choa extremely practical. I love the way he can connect business to families to spirituality. In fact, that is why I love to teach pranic healing, because this is one place where there is so much of practicality. So, in fact, I enjoy that part. I don't really struggle. I enjoy that blend Master Choa brings on the table. I think it is very rare in any spiritual school or in any religion based schools also. Yeah.
And you mentioned in the beginning your earlier not trauma driven, but there was a tendency to prove yourself, which was your driving force in the beginning.
Yeah.
It was
Tendency to
still
change. Get
and
bored or something. Yeah.
bored as well as tendency to prove yourself you can do, like uh,
Yeah.
because you got compared or male, female, something like that.
Yes.
So it was continuing when you are in the pranic killing as well. You wanted to prove you're the best instructor, best something, knowing
Uh,
and knowingly.
that I don't know, but because I had this strong drive of always wanting to be independent, even when I was in class 11, I wanted to be independent. So that thing would always be on my mind. No, I have to be independent. That dot I could connect because of Panic. Where did this come from?
Mhm.
So probably it came because I was like the youngest child, like a third girl child, and so it would play on my mind. So there was that rebellion attitude sometimes came because I want to prove that I'm not less, or I can also earn and I can handle myself like that.
And has it
As
changed?
a
Sorry,
pranic instructor in pranic healing, uh, I think that has like for me as a child or throughout my journey, I do have, I think I have that little energy of always having targets. I do have targets. I always want to do better. But not really that I think of I want to become a best instructor or what. You don't really, that I don't bother who is doing. I mean, you don't even get to know. But yes, if I'm doing something, then I want to do well. That fire is there. Yeah, that is there. Yeah.
still there. And motivation is same or it has changed? Now, because you are financially independent, as you mentioned.
Yes.
So there
Yes.
is, like, then what motivates you? Like, what is that fire then? What is the better substitute for that proving yourself?
Yes. That what motivates me honestly is which I did not have earlier, but it happened when I saw Masacha or did Masacha's courses. And I would feel that it might sound very devotional, but I still feel, and when I would see Masacha, I was like, I want to work for, I mean, back then I would say, I want to work for this guy's missions, mission, because when you're in business, you're always selling something.
Yeah.
You're always selling, you're selling some product. And I want to sell this guy's product. I mean, he is great. He's fantastic. So I'm like, कुछ तो बेचना ही है. तो इनका ही product बेचते हैं. This was my earlier thought process. What motivates me and continues to motivate me is I think we still underestimate the power of pranic healing. What gives me that fire is what it can do, and we need to reach out to a lot of people. It can do miracles because when my asthma got healed, then I told my mother, "You do it." Her asthma got healed, and you see day in day out, lives getting changed, people getting changed, financial problems getting resolved, spiritual problems getting solved, and that keeps on increasing that fire within. That wow, if pranic healing can do this, let's take it to more and more people. Let's take it to more and more people. I think every time I see a good result in front of me, it gives me another motivation that okay, let's spread it like fire. We have to reach this. We have to take this to more and more people. It's a great product that we have. Yeah.
Have you came across people who blame or uh, blame Bharati Yoga, no, after doing Bharati Yoga, something happened and stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
complaining more complainers?
Like blaming that it is
Yeah.
because of karma downloading and stuff. Yeah, yeah, it's very common. I think many people pass this comment.
And what's your answer to them?
My answer is simple that the karma was always there in your bank account. So, how do you connect it to Arhatic Yoga? I don't know. Yeah. So, Arhatic Yoga, also my answer is if karma is getting downloaded, then whatever is in your bank account is getting downloaded. The good is also getting downloaded. So, I always tell them, "Ki, look, you have to see everything. Sometimes people don't realize. If you have the time, I can share a very good story on this.
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, once I had a friend who came up, he did Arhatic Yoga. And then after just 1 week or 10 days, he called up, Neha, I have to meet you. I have to meet you. This Arhatic Yoga is doing crazy things to me. I'm like, okay, come, let's meet. And he was a good friend. And I obviously motivated him, pushed him rather to go till Arhatic Yoga ki karo, like that. So he came and he said, since the time I've done Arhatic Yoga, many things are going bad in my office. I said, what happened? He said, my secretary, who was like my right hand, she left. And there are two more guys in my office, they also left. So three people left. Three people had to leave. So then I wanted to go into details. I asked him, okay, tell me from the top. Why did your secretary leave? So now, then he told me the story. So because I wanted to understand, he's a good friend of mine. Now, what had happened is his secretary used to basically do a lot of stealing. No, so what happened is when he was in the house, his daughter was playing with his old iPad, and the daughter told him to do something, and then a mailbox opened. The mailbox opened of that secretary. Maybe that secretary was using that device. Anyways, the secretary's mailbox opened. And guess what? In the mailbox, he found lot of transactions, lot of money being taken in her account. Now, this guy has a marketing agency and a lot of international clients they pay. And she was giving her bank account and giving her email ID. And it just opened up. This happened for good 4 5 years. And when this happened, obviously with evidence, he showed her, "Ki, look, what are these emails? What are these receipts?" And obviously he had to fire her. So now in his mind, he's thinking, I did Aratic yoga, but I said, look, this didn't happen because of Aratic yoga. You got to know something which was already happening to you. It has come into your awareness. So you tell me, is it good or bad? So
100%.
yeah, so people sometimes, they just say half things. They say, oh, मेरा office में बहुत हो रहा है, गड़बड़ हो रहा है, गड़बड़, they'll talk like that. But yes, I agree, there is creative destruction happening. And such a beautiful word Master Choa gives is creative destruction. It is not destruction. It might feel like destruction. And before any energizing, cleansing is going to happen. Certain things which are not anymore needed in our life, certain things which are not good for us will get purified. And we have to just have little faith and little patience and understand that there is some lesson to learn and what is happening is good for me. Now, even the other two guys who left his office were not healthy for his office. I don't remember their story,
Mhm.
but this story I very much remember. I'm like, look, it is good news or bad news, you tell me.
It's good.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted. He didn't realize because in their mind it's like, oh, I've done Naratic yoga and my most important staff is leaving. But that staff was you were trusting somebody whom you should not be trusting.
Interesting.
That was so like this. In fact, anybody who talks, I tell them, tell me the details. Tell me the details. And till date, I have not found anyone where some destruction has happened for a negative cause. Whatever has happened, I can share many stories like this. So, whenever people say, if you ask them, okay, tell me what happened, and they will realize that what has happened good for them. There is some cleansing happening, and they probably realize it later. So I think it happens, but it happens for good, and certain things which were not healthy for us have been purified. So that is my answer for many of them. And when people come up, I definitely ask them, okay, tell me from the start what happened. Before you come to this conclusion, you first tell me what happened. And because when they say it, they also realize, oh, actually, ये तो मेरे लिए अच्छा ही हो रहा है. Later they realize.
Hmm.
Like there have been instances where after Ratik Yoga, I've had a couple, they come up and say कि हम लोग का बहुत argument हो रहा है, बहुत argument हो रहा है. And when I go into details, there were these lot of pent up issues like status quo. You understand status quo, like things which are just kept on hold. And you're just putting things under the carpet. Now suddenly those issues are coming out. But then those issues only when addressed, your life will become better. So this is also one thing I've experienced that people say, नहीं हमारे बहुत argument हो रहा है ये हो रहा है. I say, what are you arguing about? And then when you go into details, you realize that this issue should have been resolved way back, way before. But they were not coming on the surface. But because of which there is a lot of chaos in the house.
And how how your mindset change eventually when like you're in a school in 2 decades. So you're doing in the beginning and right now, what has changed internally after doing a lot of service Aratic yoga practices?
I
Especially
think,
talk about vision and goal setting. Sometimes in the beginning, this much is a lot, and
yeah,
after a decade, this is so little.
yeah, yeah, true. I think it has changed in 20 years. I can say I feel it's like a new incarnation for me to what I was, to what I am, and I think there is a change every 4 5 years. I feel I'm changed. I've changed a lot, and after 4 5 years, many people around will also tell me, "No, you're changed." So I can say every 4 5 years, I've seen big changes within me. Uh, But to put it together, there have been life could not be better. It's like I feel I don't think I would have imagined myself like before pranic healing. I was just managing my house. I did not even have kids. I was just managing my life a little bit. Maybe ऐसा लगता था I'm stressed. I'm doing so much, but now I have a family. I have children. I have my center. I also travel. I think at least 15 days in a month I'm traveling, and I'm out, living in and out of the suitcase, and I'm still happy. And I still feel people think, by the way, that I'm too busy, but honestly, I don't feel that. I feel I'm happy, I'm peaceful, and I'm enjoying my life. And yes, it might seem that I have extensive schedules, but I think I could not have imagined doing this ever. And it is only the energy of the teacher, the blessings of the teacher, that things just become smooth. We attract the right people, the right helpers in the house, the right team players, the right co-workers. And I genuinely feel it is like a little heaven on earth that we can have. Of course, we can't change the whole world, but at least in my little world, I feel that yes, it feels almost like heaven. It feels like, yeah, life is smooth, life is good. I don't think without the teachings, without the practices, it could have been like this. It wasn't like that ever. Yeah.
And what will you say yourself when you started? You are like more divine light, love, or power. And then what happened right now? What's your personality?
Personality, well, if I say versus if people around me, they might say different things. But how I would perceive myself, I think as a child I was a willful child. I was quite willful. I was discipline was there, willful was there. My love aspect was poor. I think I was very short tempered earlier. And yeah, people around me, especially my parents, I'm sure they will watch this later, they had a tough time. So my mom is also a pranic healing instructor now. But yeah, I think as a child I was a difficult child. I was rebellious. So probably the willful. If I want something, I want something. I could not take no for an answer. The typical traits that master gives for a willful person. I think I was a willful person. I was more of a combination of will and intelligence. But my first phase was the love aspect. I learned how to forgive, how to bless. Twin Hearts meditation changed me a lot. I did not have that much of kindness. In fact, I did not even know what is kindness. I was too work focused, uh, too much focused on my aims. Uh, Twin Hearts meditation was something which balanced me, and that is probably helped me to heal my asthma. Also, brought more energy to my heart. I understood what love is. I also understood what forgiveness is. Yes, so I think that is something was not there in me as a child. Yeah.
And like what happened when you realize, it's time to develop love aspect within me? And how did you develop that love aspect?
I would like I would get angry and irritable a lot, and because of which, obviously, people around will have a tough time. So, and I was also struggling. Like, I would feel that why am I so irritable and why am I angry? I was short tempered. In fact, my first target was when I did psychotherapy class. I had made my first target to do self psychotherapy just on anger irritation, and to my surprise, certain things where I would blast someone. Okay, what is this happening? I would blast my people around. I realized I'm not even reacting. How come? How is that possible? So that was my first testimonial of pranic psychotherapy. And now, with especially my staff and people around, if I tell them कि पहले मैं बहुत गुस्सा करती थी स्टाफ लोग पे अगर मेरे हिसाब से काम नहीं हो, they don't believe. They feel as if मुझे कभी गुस्सा ही नहीं आता. So they just don't believe, because when my mom also, when she comes home, she'll say अरे ये इसको बहुत गुस्सा आता था. Like uh, my people around, they will defend. I say नहीं 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 ऐसा कुछ नहीं, ऐसा हम तो आज तक देखे नहीं. So I'm like, yeah, this is a big change, because I honestly don't remember when did I get angry at someone last, or like blasted someone last, which I would do a lot earlier. But yeah.
Hmm. And what's your experience with the teacher? Like you said, you met Master Cho
Yes.
in person, and when he left body, like what was change happened with reverence, with connection?
So I was new that time in pranic healing. I got into pranic healing in 2005 and
But
Master was born in 2007. So we saw Master Chua and attended few of his courses in 2006. Whole of 2006, thankfully, I'm very, very thankful that we did not miss any event of Master Chua that would happen in India. Anywhere in India, we traveled. So I think I got an opportunity to meet or be with Master Chua about 4 times. Did Kriya Shakti class with him, Buddhism Revealed, attended one Vesak festival with Master Chua. So got the opportunity to do some events with him, but that time I was too new. Yes, but there was a magnetic pull. Only thing I understood that time was something was pulling me to go for these events. Me and my husband both, we could not say no to his events. Like we're just going, and we were just like newly married. In fact, everybody in the family would think, "ये दोनों पागल हो गए हैं क्या?" Like they expect us to go for holidays, go to Goa, go to the beaches, but we would run to Masachua's classes and events. Every month we're traveling for because that time not all courses would happen in Kolkata. Anywhere, any new courses happening. So like 1.5 years time, we wanted to finish all the courses possible, do all the events possible. So that time, my understanding was only this much that there is something that pulls, and we would just go. For me, even the knowledge part was not that. I would just feel as if I'm home. I would really feel as if I'm home, and I just need to be there. Uh, the spiritual teaching understanding, the wanting to serve understanding came after doing the teachers training part. After becoming an instructor, I wanted to go. I reviewed all the courses again and again and again. But initially, it was like I think it's a crazy pull. I would just be there for no reason. For no reason. That was there.
any experience with Master Show where you felt stuck, you cried and you asked for help and something happened like
Yeah.
logically impossible, but with the blessing of Master Show, it happens.
Yeah, I think many experiences I can say many the most miraculous experience was this center for me. I was in another center earlier, and then that was one of the flat in my building only. This is also another flat in the building. However, it was falling short and I had to shift to another venue because my brother-in-law was getting married. We needed more space in the house, whatever. So I needed new space that time, and I wanted something very close to my house. So I prayed, and that was the Vesak. By the way, all of you don't miss writing your wishes in Vesak. Then I wrote a wish that was so Vesak normally comes in May, April, May. So during Vesak, I wrote a wish that I want the right space for the center by Master's birthday, 15th August. So and it has been such a miraculous journey because that time I did not have the money to buy a property or do anything, and I didn't even envision to buy a property or whatever. But from that May till 15th August, so many things just fell in place, and this center manifested. And by the way, this center is just the opposite flat. My house is just next door. So I wanted something very close to my house, and it couldn't be closer. So it's like on the same floor, bang opposite. So it gave me a lot of freedom. My kids are a little older now, but when kids were young, it helped me to manage. It helped me to manage my travels, kids, center. I think it was quite a miraculous experience. And before that, I was struggling. I looked at so many places. I found out many things, and then finally, I told Master Chef, "Forget about it. If you want me to give a space, please bless me with a space. I'm just writing a wish and forgetting everything." I stopped hunting for places. I might have seen at least 20 places before that. Nothing worked out. In fact, one place I finalized, I gave them a check also for rental check, like 1 year agreement, and the deposit and all which they take. I signed it. I gave them the checks, and I was happy ki ho gaya. After 2 days, that lady returned me the checks. She said, "No, we don't want to give it to you anymore." I was like so broken inside. And then I prayed to Master Chua that I'm not hunting for any space. I just wrote a wish and forgot about it. And then this happened. And this just naturally happened. So it was very, very miraculous. Another experience, I think when I'm organizing classes, I'm sure as organizers, we all realize, no, there is always this, like a stock market, your heart chakra goes up and down, up and down, up and down with every registration, cancellation, registration, cancellation. So, that pumping and the beating would happen to me also in the initial days. I would like to share a story. And I think this will help many of you who organize also. So this was my first experience of taking a big risk to organize. So there is this lady in Nepal. Her name is Karishma Agarwal. So she did basic pranic healing class with my husband, and she got motivated. She wanted to organize basic class in Nepal, and we were procrastinating, whatever. Then finally, after 6 months or so, we decided, okay, let's do it. And that time, me and my husband, we were new basic trainers, and it was a new country. So, and back then, Master Hector would live in India. So then we requested Master Hector that, Master, can you take this basic class, at least the first basic class, and then we will take it forward. So then we requested Master Hector to take the basic pranic healing class, and he agreed. And then we committed also to Master Hector. The Master, we will get minimum 40 students. Because you calling an acharya for a class, we can't say we'll organize a 10-20 people class. So Master, we will bring, because normally they come for bigger classes. So Master, we'll do a big class, we will get 40 students. And he also said we committed this to him, and he gave us a date. Now, then the class date was coming closer. Now, 2 weeks before the class, then the local organizers, they called us and said that we don't have any registrations till now. So it's like your meter, how it goes. I'm sure organizers realize this. And then I had not even met this lady. So then my husband, he said that, can you go and maybe give some intro talks? Let's pull it off. So somehow my family supported with the kids, whatever, and then I went to Kathmandu for a week, about a week. And so this lady, we didn't even, we had not seen each other. I was actually staying at her place. I had no schedule. I was just carrying pranic healing brochures with me already, and just thought ki I was just doing Sharanagati, praying that if Master has sent me here, there is a purpose, there is a reason, and the class will happen. So that's it. It's like, from a logical mindset, you will see it's a foolish decision. Like, no schedule, don't even know the person, have never seen a person, and we have given a commitment. So, with all logical mindset, it's a flop strategy because there's no strategy. So then I went, and then amazing things happened. I think that class, I still purposely remind myself because it gives me the strength of how the teacher is always there. So I was just consciously praying to Master Master, I'm super receptive, super conductive. I would keep on doing that all the time because I did not have any other option. So now I go there and I have no schedule, no intro talks lined up, nothing. So I had many experiences. So one, then, she had a dentist appointment with her daughter. So I was tagging along with her wherever she's going. So I went with her. So we were sitting in the waiting area. And what I did, I was carrying those pranic healing brochures everywhere. Then I distributed brochures to all the people in the waiting area. Then, the main doctor, so it was like a mini hospital of 8 to 10 dentists. 8 to 10 dentists were there, and they were running a mini hospital kind of thing. Then the main doctor, the owner, he came out and he said, what are you doing? He got upset. He said, what are you promoting? I said, I'm sorry, I should have taken your permission, but this is what I'm promoting. It's a spiritual class that is coming up for the first time, blah, blah, blah. I told him all of this. And then he said, can you explain me more about it? Can you come tomorrow? I said, yes, I can come tomorrow. Then he told me to come at 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. something next day morning. And I went there all set with my setup. I gave an intro talk, and there were 8 doctors sitting of their hospital. And guess what? All 8 of them enrolled for the class. I'm like, wow, it's like amazing. And then these 8 enrollments happen. Like this, there have been series of incidences. So there was another thing, this Karishma, she had an exhibition. So she had put up a stall. Then I told her, you're putting up a stall, you give me one table next to you also, so that anybody who comes for the exhibition, I can do basic like a pranic healing camp. I can do some free healings and then give them a demo healing and convert them for a class. So I was very excited because I have now another opening. Now that exhibition was super flop, no footfall. So then the whole day just went by. Then in the evening, all the other stall ladies, they gathered together, they were talking, and then one lady was having very severe migraine headache. Then I offered her healing, that would you like to try a healing if your head is spinning? So I started healing her, and her headache went away. She found it quite magical. And she said, are you here for some more time? I said, yes. So, well, can you come to my house? I would like you to meet some people. I said, yes. And she gathered about 20-25 people and organized an intro talk for me. And then in that intro talk, we had another big round of enrollments. Then if for dinner a couple came, I spoke to them, and then they also enrolled. Like this, like this, like this, building up, building up, building up. A class of, I think, 37 or 38 students finally manifested. So it was so amazing. And then I realized that we are just instruments. And, sometimes we use so much of our logical mind, but I still make that mistake, and we only create our own thought ki ye kaise possible hai, this is not possible, that is not possible, that time it did not happen, this time it did not happen. But one thing is true, that if we are connected to the teacher just brings us in front of those people who are meant to do the class. And that experience was so amazing, and that is how that the first class in Nepal happened. Had that class got cancelled, I think it would have been such a bitter feeling for all of us, but that is how the journey started. And then there was no looking back, and then more students came in day after day. It's not that we don't struggle today, we still work hard, things happen, we still lose that sharanagati sometimes to the teacher. And I think one thing that can pull us all up is the faith, and realizing that we are just instruments, and not losing faith in the failure moments. So Shabiral, I'm happy you asked about the failure. So this could have been a big failure, by the way. And I have had failures where there have been no students. I've also had failures where I've reached a place for a class and there are no students in the class. So, so that has also happened. We all go through that. But one thing I've realized is, as spiritual disciples, one of the tests that we have to pass is, how do we stand up after that failure? Is our faith in the teacher increasing or decreasing? So the failures come, and I think in the initial stage, our faith is tested big time. Faith is tested. So sometimes we have to understand that this is a test of faith. So this has just been my observation, because I understand that probably many of you are already spreading pranic healing. So I think the first test that comes is, can we take out time for the teacher? And we need to have faith there, because sometimes people feel, oh, if I take out time, will I get money? If I take out time, will my family settle? If I take out time, what will people say? So certain things pull us back, which stops us from getting into it. So initially, making ourselves available, that's why in Arahatic Yoga Master says minimum 3 hours of service per week. First master is just teaching us, can you take out time for the teacher? And then maybe you bring the quality inside your service. But first is, can you let go of something? We have to let go of certain negative habits, maybe let go of social media first, let go of certain hobbies also sometimes, maybe let go of something, and make sure that we prioritize our spiritual journey, and we prioritize our 5 pillars of Arhatic Yoga. So I think for people who are instructors, who are organizers, so initially that test comes, you will have an important event coming, and then somebody will fall sick in the house, or you have an important event coming, and then there will be a big fight in the house, or maybe there's an important event coming and some guests come over. Now we need to understand that this is a test, and whenever there is a test, there is also a spiritual teaching and a blessing that has come, but we are just being tested. So we that moment we have to have faith that it's okay. This is just a test. I can handle it. The teacher is there, but not give up on our responsibility as pranic healers, pranic healing instructors or organizers. At the same time, not give up our responsibility as a homemaker or a mother or a businessman, whatever responsibilities you have. So, that juggling will always happen. But instead of always thinking that I have to let go of one, personally for me, I've always thought, no, all these things are important, and the teacher will guide me with the right strategy to balance all of this. And it has helped. It has helped. So, uh, it's not that you need to give up something to do pranic healing. We can balance, and that is what Arhatic Yoga is. It helps us to develop all the 7 rays. It helps to develop all the different aspects of our life. So, it helps us to put things together. But what puts things together, at least for me, is the faith in the teacher, that yes, if this test has come, everything is important. My family is important. My children are important. My finances are important. But the teacher's work is also important. And if we pray to him, we will get the right strategies, the intuition will come, the guidance will come, to be able to handle it, to be able to prioritize things.
And how do you know the difference between intuition versus your own thoughts?
That I think is a is a forever learning, but we have to start somewhere. We have to start practicing it. As Master says that, in the Advanced Pranic Healing book for psychic diagnosis, he says that, it requires practice. So if it is intuition, whether it is intuition or somebody else's thought or our lower desire, we get to know only later. But we have to keep practicing, and the whole idea is to keep our spiritual practices high. We keep doing our spiritual practices, and we keep balancing the other things. Then later on you realize that yes, this was intuition, but I don't think at that moment we really get to know. Of course, we can scan, was our spiritual cord big enough, was it strong enough? Those things can be checked, but I think for me, I would only realize it later. Yeah.
And like, how do you select your team members? Do you select them on a gut feeling, scanning, interview? What do you see?
uh, Gut feeling. In fact, most of the team members, I've told them, I just look at, it's gut feeling, I tell them, why don't you join us? Most of them. And if you talk to them, there are very funny stories. So I've never taken any CV or anything. Most of them, they're in the class and they say, uh, and then they will also come back and think that, yeah, I was thinking, contemplating, maybe I should become a healer or I should become a trainer. I said, yeah, give it a try. But I always tell them, "Ki, why don't you join, experiment for 2 months and see." So I give an opportunity to them to experiment for 2 to 3 months. uh, 95% people have stayed back. Maybe a couple of people might have thought that, no, this is not my path. So yeah, it has been like that. It has been quite a gut feeling thing for everyone. In fact, even the admin, everyone.
During these 20 years, have you ever lost your confidence on
Oh,
yourself?
many times, many times. In fact, with every failure, I've lost some confidence. But psychotherapy helps there. Blue triangles help there. Um, there was a phase when I was experiencing a lot of failures. There was, I mean, a lot of projects closed down. There were some centers that personally I had opened up, uh, smaller units. Three of them, all three closed down. There have been many failures. With every failure, my confidence would go down, but then psychotherapy helps. Then I would do psychotherapy, just remove lack of confidence, remove fear of failure, remove irritation towards myself, remove low self-esteem, and then stand up again. That's that.
And how long it took you to overcome it?
Uh, See, if I'm feeling very low or low on confidence, I don't like to keep myself in that state for a long time. I give myself 3 days. I tell myself, Neha, 3 days. You do whatever you want to. You come out of this mess. So I give myself 3 days of healing. Then I will go like a lot. I'll do a lot of healing, a lot of blue triangles. I'll get fanatical. But I give myself 3 days to come out of that low mode, to just come out. Mhm. Do you relate to the same thing?
So, well, yeah, kind of. I know I can't live without falling pranic healing for sure.
Yeah.
For me, my story is really very opposite and different. I'm introvert. I'm not somebody who like talking with
Oh,
people.
is it? Yeah,
Yeah.
but your approach is quite extrovert now then. Then it's
So
a
I started doing because I wanted to train myself how to do
okay. That's good. That's a good way to come on screen.
part of training to force myself. I wanted to do this.
That's
So
good.
it's like small training. When patients spend time with me, they don't realize I'm introvert. Well,
Yeah.
simply, I'm not from Goa, but I'm from Maharashtra.
Oh,
Working in Goa, open new area. So everything is opposite. Parents
okay.
still
Where do you
happy.
live actually? Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am.
Which city are you from actually?
I'm from Arjuni Morgaon, Gondia. It's in Vidarbha, almost 154 kilometer
Okay.
from Nagpur. It's
Because
rural.
I thought you were doing a project in Goa like that.
Earlier, I was an employee there, and then I have my own center. Same story. Singapore, you told, you had this wish, so I write, I wanted to have right place. So
Okay.
I
Good.
found before master birthday.
So nice. Good, good, good.
It is. And my challenge is very different because the purpose, I wanted to understand how everybody's journey is similar, like their challenges are similar. For me, honestly, my crowd is always moving. So the cycle for all the trainers is they have student or they have volunteer, they become student, they become team member, and this is how they grow. For
Mm.
me, 50 to 60 people are like tourists. Like,
Okay.
within one day, I can spread pranic healing to Indore, Mumbai, Bangalore, Hyderabad. Within one day.
Okay.
Whenever you organize healing camp, somebody's from Bangalore, somebody's from Hyderabad,
You
somebody's
do it mostly online. Yeah.
in offline, in center.
In offline also? Okay.
Yes, yes. So for me, that's something I'm still questioning. Like, what is the solution for this? Like, what should be the strategy? Because everything is moving, and you, as a one person, there will be always limitation to organize class events. And there are days where just two, three people we did healing camp for 20, 30 people.
Hmm.
We can do that, but again, it's not something doable for rest of the life.
Hmm.
This is something I'm wondering, and let's see, something will come up.
Of course.
Again, it's something opposite to my personality. I'm not party person. I don't have many friends, and Goa is known for fun, party,
Yeah,
and,
because I thought you're from Goa. Yeah.
and sometimes Gautam sir said, your soul want to have some fun. That's why you're in Goa. Learn to have fun.
Exactly. Yeah. Mm.
Like, anyways. So yeah. Do you have any strategy or something come in mind? Like, if you have this problem, what will be your strategy based on your experience? If everything is moving,
Oh, I think that the thoughts make a lot of difference, by the way.
okay.
So sometimes what happens is if we have a particular experience, say for example, like when you shared now, you had a camp, and then in that camp you have people from 5 cities. Now what happens is our mind sometimes takes this because we keep on thinking about it. It takes it as a reality. So you need to just change this thought that no, in this camp I want local people, local residents. If you make a clear thought, you will attract those people. बट इफ यू कीप ऑन मेकिंग दिस थॉट कि हम जब भी कैंप करते हैं 5 सिटी से लोग आते हैं वी गेट ओनली टूरिस्ट सो दैट थॉट विल कीप गेटिंग एनर्जाइज एंड यू विल ओनली अट्रैक्ट टूरिस्ट so it's all about your thoughts. If you make a clear thought that I want local people, you will attract local people. If you create a thought that I want only tourists keep coming, then only tourists will keep coming.
Seriously?
Yes, 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 yes. Because we experienced this in Nepal also, by the way. So in Nepal, we had one organizer. So in Nepal also, there are a lot of tourists. So initially, we would get very excited because these foreigners would come to the class and they wanted to do all the classes in like a month's time. So we would feel very good. But then when they go to another country, because they're just there for some NGO, they come for some social service projects. So they stay in Kathmandu for 5, 6 months and then they go home. Now, when they go away, you realize, oh my God, I mean, they just did the classes, everything done, but then you're back to zero. Then we started making a strong thought form that we need local people, we need stability, we need local residents. And it changed. Local people started coming. So you need to be very clear on what you want and then keep blessing that, keep visualizing that. It will happen. It will happen.
In Goa, local people are also tourists.
In, in Goa, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, they're all from Bangalore, especially in north part. So there are two Goa. One is the south, which is mostly local and residential. One is the north, where
Yeah.
mostly Baga and Kalangut, these famous beaches are there. And 70, 80% are tourists and locals. There is one thing, because I'm working in Goa since 3, 4 years. So we notice this pattern. Traveling is something part of Goa. So they keep traveling.
They keep, yeah, because it is a tourist place. So yeah.
So that's something like,
However, you need to then just think of what you want. What type of people do you want?
yes,
So if you think that no, we want long-term players, we need people. So we have population in hand. So don't worry, we are living in India. There are all types of people in every city.
nice.
So sometimes our brain only limits कि यहाँ पर इसी type के लोग.
100%. That's my problem, honestly. I was very devotional before working in Goa. Like, for me, no is not answer. Like, I don't have money and stuff. Like, can we go to the retreat? Yes. Everything will fall in place.
Everything
Now,
is there.
everything is logic. And there should be structure, there should be flow and stuff like that.
So if you just think what you want, how do you envision things 5 years down the line? What type of crop do you want? What type of people do you want? As you start making those thoughts, you will be surprised that you will attract that type of people.
Yes.
You will attract that type of people. Earlier, like I would take only classes on weekends, because दिमाग में क्या thought था कि people can
Yes,
come only on
because
weekends, people can come only on weekends. But sometimes I would wonder, as instructors, then logically we are working only for 8 days. What
Yes.
about the other, even if we keep 4 days off, then what about the rest of the 18, 19 days that we have? So then I thought it's just a thought form. There are many people who are actually free on weekdays.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started organizing weekday classes and other things, and we had equally good numbers.
True, I agree with you.
Again, I feel in pranic healing, we have this gigantic thought form that classes can happen only on weekends or classes can happen only on holidays. But it is not like that, because when I we did energy work and then we broke this thought form in our center. And to my surprise, I had a psychotherapy class with, I think, I don't know the precise number, but almost 12 to 15 freshers on a weekday with 50% male members.
Wow.
And then I asked them, how come? And then one male member was a doctor. He said, and he was a pediatric doctor. So he said, my most busy working days are Saturday, Sunday. I'm only free on weekdays. So there was another guy who was a hotelier. He said, I am very busy on Saturday, Sunday. I am available only on weekdays because you did a weekday class. I came for this psychotherapy class. Another guy is he's into mutual funds. Okay, and all these are businessmen. Huh? So this mutual fund guy, he is mostly into marketing and selling. So he said, Saturday, Sunday, I have to socialize because if I don't socialize, I will not get clients. I interviewed all of them, and all of them said that we are more free on weekdays because Saturday, Sunday is busy for us. Like even for us as instructors, if somebody was to sell us something, we all are busy on weekends. But if somebody sells us something for a week, they will go. So
That's
I
so
think as pranic healers, we should break this thought form that we can work only on weekends.
good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a very subconscious. Same with I feel, journey of a trainer. For many people, it's autopilot mode. You do basic, advanced till Aratic, then do ACPH. Once ACPH done, why don't you do TTC? After TTC is done, why don't you open the center?
Yes,
It's
yes,
like
yes. Yeah, it may not be the journey for everyone, which is so true. Yeah.
interesting. Thank you. This is something really amazing.
Yeah, so I think you should just clear your mind and just ask yourself, what do I want? And these things, these experiences also happen just to, like fine tune our thought form. A thought form is the art of, the Kriya Shaktis, basically. The thought form has to be created with more and more clarity. Okay, this thing I don't want, this type of people I want. So as you get the experience of working, your mind will get cleared up. Okay, this I don't want, this is what I want. This is the stable type of people. It will naturally happen as you keep creating thoughts, but you have to consciously create thought instead of getting bogged down by, oh aise hi log aate hain. That will pull your energy down. That will make you feel like a failure. No, you just say, okay, this is a good experience. This made me realize that I don't want this type of people, I want this type of people. And then you energize that thought form.
So honestly, it happened with me opposite. I was open for everything in the beginning, and we had these people from other countries, but they started teaching pranic healing to other people on their own after just learning one or two classes. So
Okay.
like blog, I don't want to teach foreigners. So one layer blog. Then again with collaboration, there are some people who prefer to mix modalities. So again that blog. And I felt there is so many things like no, 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 no. Like
Yeah.
the like to go is itself is not very something we can promote for spirituality. So there are so many layers of no SNHA, SNHA, SNHA kind of thing. Uh, so it become not energized, but I will say it's reduced rather. But anyways, something need to yeah.
Yeah. So it's just more of a thinking process. Okay, this you have to really think and look at it objectively. That okay, this is what has happened, and it's just fine. I personally feel it is all fine tuning of thought forms. How do we keep fine tuning our thought forms? And we have to keep asking a question to ourselves: What do I want? What type of people do I want? What quality of people do I want? Like I remember there was a time I was just praying that I need more of professional healers. Then I started attracting those souls who want to become professional healers. When I created a thought that no, we need to build more team of trainers, then we started attracting souls who actually became trainers, and that is the time I was standing in the class with a thought form that we need to build trainers in the city. So that's how it happened. So when we go to new cities, we would make a thought form that okay, in another 2 years time, 3 years time, 4 years time, we need a team of at least 6 7 trainers, and those souls would come in the classes, and today they are the ones who became trainers.
And how do you get fine tuning or clarity of thoughts or long term vision? Have you done something, learned something, or it happened intuitively with you?
I think it's It's also being like experiential, like in your case right now, like you're saying, okay, this has happened. Now this is a good experience for you because when you did this event, this type of people came. So now what? Not all you need to do is just keep on fine tuning your thought form. Ask yourself, what is it that I want? What is it that I don't want? Your thought form will do the job. It will attract the similar quality of people.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Yes, it looks like counseling session. Let's come back to
Yeah. Yeah.
because
Yeah. But I
so
thought this thing might help even others because I think instead of feeling that, oh, I'm a failure or मेरे से कुछ हो नहीं रहा है, I think you take it as an opportunity. This is for everyone who's watching. We can take it as an opportunity. Okay, maybe it is an experience and this is something I don't want and this is what I want. It keeps on fine tuning. That helps me at least. Yeah.
so honestly, as a healer, I never struggled. Touch wood, even nobody knows about me. I had patient. Never. There was no day I don't have a patient. Organizer, my God, it's
Yeah.
like learning phase till today. And
I think as an
honestly,
organizer, there is one skill which everybody should learn, and this is not just pranic healing, it is taught in every business school, uh, any marketing or selling kind of a thing, everywhere. They will say you have to learn to hear a no. Don't get bogged down by no. We will have to hear a no. And it is not just pranic healing, it's everywhere. So sometimes we feel very bad. Oh my God, इसने ना कर दिया. Some people feel bad. Some people feel angry कि यहाँ के लोग प्राणी किलिंग समझते ही नहीं है, पैसा नहीं निकालते हैं. This that. It's okay. Let them think whatever they want to think. You keep on approaching, keep on approaching. We have to learn to hear a no, not take it on our ego, not let our confidence bog down. If we believe in it, if we have faith in it, we continue to do our work. We have to, and probably I feel that is how our pride also shatters because sometimes we can't hear a no. That's also a form of pride. We cannot handle rejection. That is also a form of pride. So I feel in the process of selling, your pride gets shattered. भाई करना है करो, नहीं करना है तो भी आत्मा नमस्ते, करोगे तो भी आत्मा नमस्ते. It's okay.
it make a lot of sense.
Hmm.
Any psychological course by yourself or read a lot of book about understanding patterns?
Understanding, you mean to say psychological patterns?
Yes, psychological patterns.
Um, for psychological patterns, I think what helps me. Are you asking for the books that I would refer to?
For you, how did you develop this skill?
I think it's totally psychotherapy, psychotherapy course and soul class, all these. I'm not such a big avid reader, apart from master's recommended books and the recommended books and other books. I don't think I read too much apart from that because I feel I get all my answers here. I feel for psychotherapy gives many, many answers, and I feel it's so simple. Why go here and there? I read because it is a study pillar I'm supposed to, supposed to read, but somehow I find Master's books very clear. I get my answers. So when it comes to getting answers, Master's books, Chakras and the Functions book has so many secrets. Spiritual Essence of Man has so many secrets about chakras, and you heal those chakras, things happen. Psychic self defense, oh, it's so amazing with crystal. I feel the techniques and the teachings, the combination in Master Choa's books is fantastic. That is truly fantastic.
So to be more specific, like which is your favorite book of Master and like why?
That's a tough question. Uh, Couple of books which I read very frequently, maybe almost multiple times I read, at least once in a year or something, are two books, like Soul Book, of course, Achieving Oneness with a Higher Soul book, and Spiritual Essence of Man. These two books I have read the most, like I don't know how many times. I just love those two books. But it's a tough question. We love all the books of Masacha, but these two books somehow I read whenever I read it multiple times. I'm too attracted to these two books, yes.
And why?
I think Soul Book, I feel it's like a Bible. It has everything and the energy, the thing. It just brings down amazing energy. It just brings down somehow. If my mind is like a jigsaw puzzle, I get my answers there. When it just clears the mind, it just gives clarity. Spiritual essence of man, the science of the chakras. the connection of the chakras. I think that book has a lot of secrets. Certain one liners are crazy. Many secrets in that book. That is amazing. Yeah.
Thank you. And like, which is your favorite quotation of Master Shah, which you personally like?
Favorite quote, my God. That is very tough to say. So many.
Yeah, but something which
But
close
what
to
I like, which motivates me a lot, is which one to prioritize. One thing I like is that where Master Chua says that spiritual people are not anemic. They have the will, they have the intelligence, and they can produce results. Something like that he says. But this thing that Master Chua says, spiritual people are not anemic. That is something that's really amazing. Yeah. Yeah.
and which are three people or three mentor who inspired you in this path? There was a time you wanted to become like them or got inspired by them. It can
I
be prani killers or non-prani killer as well.
see people. I think in pranic healing journey, I think my motivation to become receptive, I think you call the first love of pranic healing was Master Danny. I hope he doesn't see this. But
Yeah.
I felt his approach of giving the opportunity for everyone to think, the way he takes the class, that inspired me, motivated me a lot. That made me very receptive in that Arhatik Yoga class. I thought, no, this school is something. The way so that is obviously that changed me. Then in our initial days I got a lot of mentoring from Matiji T Matimaran. He was my basic instructor advanced, and he was the one who also motivated me to become an instructor, gave me a lot of confidence in the initial days on how to put up healing camps. So we would organize classes for him. So the initial 2 to 3 years I was very closely mentored by T Matimaran. Matiji we call him. And I think he gave me the confidence to organize classes. I would organize a lot of classes for him, and he was loving, at the same time very strict, which helped me a lot to and gave me the confidence to put up classes. And that time, even Master Hector would live in India. We learned a lot from him. I did my TTC from him. I think in different phases, many. Like now, we learn so much from Shiram, from Sumi, Master Hermi. In different phases, I can say the mentors have changed, and or at the same time, you have multiple mentors giving you different types of energies. So yes, so I would say Mastani, Shiram, Sumi, Masahami, Matiji, and yeah, these would be the names whom I can take. I've learned a lot in pranic healing from them. Yes.
And any one lesson which took you a lot of time and effort to learn that, yeah, to learn that lesson. Now you feel it's very easy, but that time it took you a lot of time, maybe 6 months, 1 year or more, to break certain
Uh,
patterns, learn certain lessons.
yeah. I don't know if it is easy now or not, but I think one lesson is of humility is something to keep developing humility is something I feel I need to keep learning. I'm still learning, understanding, still learning, and I think I'll continue to learn. But yeah, this is one thing I like about pranic healing, where yeah, I think there's a virtue for the year for me. And it keeps it's been there. Yeah.
And how do you see your future of pranic healing in the world of AI, in the world of so many uncertainty, war is happening and so many stuff is happening all over the globe? How do you see future of pranic healing?
Oh, I think pranic healing is going to be the future because if you see in any crisis, I mean, from very business point of view, also I feel wellness is going to be the industry because people are kind of getting bogged down, fed up with diseases, allopathies, this, that. People are becoming more and more health conscious. People are inviting wellness, changes of lifestyle. And I feel this is going to be the industry, even very practically, materially, in the world of economics, finance. I feel the wellness industry is going to be the booming industry because if there is more crisis, then you need more peace of mind, and the peace of mind you get only in spiritual schools. uh, so I really feel this is, if people are really, in fact, I tell my children also. However, people perceive pranic healing not as a profession, that great a profession, but I feel if it is taken seriously, it is a great industry. It is a profession with a very good purpose in mind, with a lot of authenticity in it. So, yeah, I feel it's the industry. Yeah.
And what you can do if you're in a position to do something to make it more professionalized, more standardized, one thing in school, because one thing is I personally feel is, for healers, there is no platform or no recognition as authorized ACPH healers or CPH. And we get some people, how do we know fraud healer or anybody can say pranic healer? So sometimes we get that complaint. If you're in an authorized person or get a opportunity to do something for this, what will you do?
Yeah, I think pranic healing is also growing, like what pranic healing used to be versus now. Our
Mm.
visibility, our awareness, and even the ACPH, CPH, it is happening in such a standardized way now. It wasn't like this earlier. I think the healers now are way more clearer with their subject in comparison to what it used to be earlier. Yes, every school has limitations, but I really feel in last 20 years of this journey, even our organization is growing, becoming more and more professional. So many people have made this their profession, which was not there earlier. When
Mhm.
we came into pranic healing, it was more just for the sake of passion. You do it as service. आपने थोड़ा कुछ कर लिया, it is okay, but not in. There were very few people who would actually think about it as a profession. But now people are actually coming into the school also thinking that I can make it a profession, which I think is already a big step forward. And I think another 5 to 10 years down the line, we're going to already see that, in every area there are healers, every area there, at least in the metro cities, there are centers. It's amazing. That is there, which wasn't there earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So
if we
it
compare
is
it, and
good.
if I compare it before COVID versus now, the awareness of pranic healing is great, is has increased a lot.
I agree. But people who are very new to the school, for them, they will not have comparisons. They may compare with something else. But
Yeah.
anyways,
That I think will always be there. And also, I feel no school is perfect, and there will always be scope of improvement. That is okay. But yes, we are growing. That I can totally say. Yeah.
any one thing you would like to change or do something to make it more better? Suggestion for our institute or our school?
Our school, I think in many areas changes can be made. Yes, it can get better. And I think all of us can make it better for the healers, because if you're talking about healers, I think one message I would like to give to all the healers is stick to the book. Everything is an advanced psychotherapy book. I tell this even to our healers and everyone that if we follow the book, follow the protocols, we can produce miracles. We can do great things. And I feel the simpler we become, the more aligned we become to the books of Master, the greater the result will be. I might sound a little conservative in my approach, but I that has been my experience. So when I have, even today when I'm healing, I like to open the book, follow the steps, follow the same sequence. There is magic in it, and we can become miraculous healers just by becoming simpler in our approach. Yeah.
Any advice for me or people? Yeah, if you can give, you don't know me personally, but we met
I,
some of the sessions and we observe each other. We learn
yes.
from each other silently. You're inspiration for so many people, ma'am. Like how the way you manage your center, manage your schedule, traveling, dynamic person. So definitely, many people don't talk with you personally. Many times may not be approachable, or people like me are introvert. They took their own time to talk with you.
Yes.
So any advice, any suggestion, any feedback for me?
For you, I mean, honestly, I don't know you that well, and but yes, I would like to give you good wishes, and it's nice. It's a good initiative where you're trying to come out of your comfort zone, maybe because if you are you an instructor,
Yes.
yes, I think as an instructor you cannot survive by being an introvert. So I'm happy that you're taking a step to come out of your comfort zone and reach out to more people. It's a good way to break your limitations And as we break our limitations, we'll be able to approach more people, reach out to more people. Just sitting in closed doors will not help us spread pranic healing. So that's good. You're trying to be creative or trying to come out. That's nice. To all others, I would just say one word is have trust the teacher, and just keep trusting the teacher. If you, and I truly believe, if you are an instructor or an organizer, or you're running a center, or you are a trustee, there is a special blessing that we all get. And the blessing that the teacher is trusting us. And if the teacher is trusting us, the teacher is also protecting us, the teacher is also guiding us. And all we need to do is have trust in that trust which Master Choa is extending to us. uh, just keep moving, triggering, and keep energizing that. So yes, let's just trust the system, trust the teacher, trust whatever we have. Yeah.
You're like third speaker who said same word, trust the teacher and teachings. Yes. I
Yeah.
usually take notes after session, what are my takeaways and session or which session I can do with you kind of things. So, lovely. Thank you so much. With this, I think I'm
Right?
done. We can
Yeah.
take questions and answers if you have time and people have some questions. You can raise your hand virtually, or then we'll allow you to unmute, or you can write in the chat box. Please also share, how you like this session, any message, thank you note for ma'am.
And even if they have any questions, you can always text me, Chabila, later. Like if people
Sure.
put any questions, if they watch the recording, feel free to forward your questions.
Follow ma'am on Instagram. I've shared link with you.
Yes.
How do you
Thank you.
manage your times? This is the question.
I think the key is in the practices. Do your arhatic practices, because sometimes when we have less time, the first thing we cut down on is our practices. Yes, I have gone through phases where my practices have gone low, and then life starts feeling like a burden. Pull up your practices. The secret is in the consistent practice. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm sure you had a class and we had a long day.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed sharing whatever I could share. Yes.
Thank
We'll
you.
close with a prayer. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Please guide us.
To the Supreme God, we thank you. To Master Chokoksui, we thank you. To all the great, great ones, holy gurus, holy masters, saints, archangels, holy angels, spiritual helpers, we thank you for your priceless blessings. With lots of gratitude, respect, and love, we thank you. Gently open your eyes. Okay, Atma Namaste to everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, Chabilal, for bringing us all together. And may the good karma go back to you many, many times of whatever has, I'm sure some people might have got help. And thank you for becoming an instrument to bring people together. Okay,
Ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you,
thank you.
everybody. Next session with Amol sir on Tuesday, 1 o'clock. Thank you. I'm ending meeting for all. Yeah.